Our market struggling at higher levels but indicating to a positive start for the 7th straight day. 10,435 is what we're eyeing in early minutes of trade. Abhijit Paul now joins in with his top trading strategies. Abhijit, on the index, what's the call? Last 6 days, we've literally crawled to levels of 10,400, trading above that on the SGX this morning too. Would you initiate fresh longs on the Nifty, or would you be taking profits and, of course, expecting a small decline over the next few days?
Hi, good morning, Samina. Well, we've got 5 consecutive daily closes from our Nifty, and since the time it gave that gap down below 10K, it has never looked down. It has completely been a swing move on the upside. So essentially what we have is a short squeeze still in our hands. I think that this drag on the upside, which we have seen over the last 5 days, is likely to continue. The index is not going to let it go that easily. 10,450, 490 at max, 10,500. That's where probably those who were short below the 10K mark or close to that 10K mark would probably give it up. And that's where a possibility of a top out can be from a short-term point of view. I'm a little careful, a little cautious. We've been going long, but careful now, not very aggressive in initiating long trades, carefully watching for possibility. If the market tops out close to that 10,450, 500 zone, then we've got a good opportunity to start shorting the market again later. But we'll wait for the confirmation.
Abhijit, it was Bank Nifty that saw profit taking in yesterday's day of trade. On expected lines, after such a strong rally over the last 5 to 6 days, some amount of consolidation was welcome. Still about 25,000 on Bank Nifty. Fresh longs at these levels could be initiated only because it spent the last day or two consolidating.
Well, Bank Nifty actually did better than Nifty in the bounce back, as you rightly said. And yes, some degree of correction was definitely required. At the current juncture, the way I look into it, risk reward don't fit in that well for a long trade because the stop losses are a little on the lower side. Upside seems to be capped, downsides are quite steep, so the risk reward doesn't fit that well. However, a little lower level, as long as 24,750, 24,800 zone holds on the downside for the Bank Nifty in the spot market, I sense that the index still has a chance to extend further on the upside. As I said some time back, that for the overall view on the market, I'm a little cautious, so I'm waiting for the right opportunity. This is a time where doing is less, but watching carefully, patiently for the right opportunity is the time for that.
Abhijit, Biocon is going to be the stock of the morning. Any trade on Biocon, we assume it should be seeing a gap up in terms of the news development.
Biocon exceptionally strong trend from Samina. In fact, we did a trade and for our clients a couple of days back when the stock broke out above that 610, 613 zone. Since then, it has consolidated, but when we look at the weekly and the monthly charts, exceptionally strong trend. And this is the kind of chart which extends further up. If the gap up holds really well, then I quite comfortably, confidently expect that the stock will test the 650 mark anytime soon.
Abhijit, the OMCs were under heavy selling pressure yesterday. 6-7% cut is what we got. It seems like some of them have broken key levels of resistance as well. In today's day of trade with crude still elevated, do you think OMCs could still be a good short from these levels?
They can be a short, but they'll definitely not be a good short because, if you're a trader, definitely you've missed the buck. You've missed the move, which was in the tune of anything close to that 5 to 7.5%. The good thing is the entire pack is in a strong downtrend. That means that any bounce back from here on are good opportunities to sell. If you look at BPCL, IOC, HBCL, you'll notice that this cut has come after a 3 to 4 day consecutive rise. So if you're looking to short, this is not the right time. Wait for those kind of moves where you got a 2, 3, 4 day kind of bounce back. It hits the resistance level, the risk reward ratio is in your favor. That's when you should initiate a short. I would not short the pack right now just because of the fact that my risk reward ratio does not fit in well. But the pack is definitely weak.
Abhijit, metals, aluminium is still at elevated levels. Copper, of course, is seeing some pressure this morning, but I think the metals index was the key outperformer yesterday too. In metals, Vedanta, Hindalco especially, are these still giving you indications that their risk-reward ratio could be favorable and hence fresh longs could be initiated?
Well, the metals from a medium to long-term point of view, the charts are still good. But if you ask me for a short-term, the contra trade that the metals saw over 5 to 7 days back, and it's been an exceptionally good move on the upside, I think that will tire out. If I take, let's say, for example, Hindalco, exceptionally good move, but close to that 237, 240 zone, that's where I sense that the stock will definitely face some resistance. Again, one pack which has done really good. If one had bought at the lower levels 5 or 6 days back, definitely one is looking at good profits, and I'll suggest he or she should take those profits off the table for sure. Medium to long term, the charts are still strong, so one can hold on to it in the cash portfolio trading. I doubt.
Ahead of Infosys, any tech stocks you would trade on today?
Well, tech has been holding really well. Amongst the biggies, Infosys is not actually performing that well over the last few days. But the good thing ahead of the news, it has come close to the supports. So we might expect some kind of a bounce back. TCS, on the other hand, has done exceptionally well in yesterday's trade. Gave a clean breakout. The weekly, monthly charts are also quite strong. So I sense that TCS would continue to do what it's doing. Apart from that, Hexaware is one stock that we had recommended our clients in our yesterday's trade. We continue to hold that, and we sense that much higher levels are there on the cards for this stock.
Right. Abhijit, very lastly, in terms of recommendations, what are stocks that you're recommending to our viewers, maybe for today and tomorrow, or probably till the series ends?
I think it's going to be a tricky day today and tomorrow, because I sense that the market is going to break out on the upside, shake out the shorts, and then top out. That's what my sense is. So couple of stocks which are there on my radar for a short-term trade for the day or at max tomorrow. I'm looking at a couple of private limited banks, Axis Bank and ICICI Bank, from a long trade if they break out above yesterday's high. And Tatacom, that's also one stock which has been consolidating. And if we get a move above yesterday's high of around 661, we might get a short-term move on the upside.